Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from the Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter? We got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show. Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Jean-Claude Van Damme's Damn Van, premiering February 15th at the Alamo Drafthouse. Here's the trailer.
I take it you took care of the reporter?
Order's not a problem. We have a new one. The evidence. 2 floors and a damn van acquired it.
In a couple hours, Mayor Knob is going to blow up Paradise Stadium to build his new man.
I'm in the pulpit. You're my sister from the future?
When I learned that Mayor Knob was going to have you murdered to prevent evidence of his corruption from getting out, I defected from the Time Corps to come back and save you.
The Sloans and me. Sudden death.
Hand over the file, or I will spill your blood and take it from you.
You? What are...
It's an H-800. Killer cyborg.
Run for your life!
What happened here?
Justice. Justice happened here.
Your justice is gross.
Yeah, I know.
You are more despicable than I even realized. I love it.
How can somebody so sleazy be in charge of the city? I'll make sure Knob gets what he deserves.
I own this city!
Bon voyage.
I ain't shit. This is Jean-Claude's Damn Van, son. Where they use the city's money to expand their
Get the damn van!
Riding through town in a flower delivery truck.
Sweet.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Heck yeah. So thanks for sponsoring this week's podcast, Brad.
Yeah, no problem.
You actually have 3 weeks, right? You paid for 3 weeks of sponsoring the podcast.
I did. It's very expensive.
Cool. So, so for the next 3 weeks, we'll be opening up with mentioning your film, and it's playing noon, February 15th at the Alamo Drafthouse in Littleton, Colorado.
If you want to watch it in the theater, it might be your last chance to do so.
5.1 surround sound.
That's right.
And then someone from Comedy Central is piggybacking off of you, I saw.
Oh, yeah. That was wild.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, obviously they didn't know, but it's kind of funny that they...
I've been working on this movie for like a year, and for Workaholics from Comedy Central, for that show to make a reference to create a joke called Jean-Claude's Damn Van at the same time that we're premiering our movie.
It's pretty funny. Did they ever respond to you about it?
No.
Lame.
We tweeted and retweeted and Facebooked and Tumblred the fact that, the trailer and all of our promotional stuff, and I even submitted the trailer like directly to their Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Lame.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to ignore it or something.
Bummer.
Yeah, like they don't want to get inside some kind of legal wrangling thing.
No, it's friendly competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has it. And yours is way better. I saw theirs, their GIF. Yours is better.
Thank you. It is.
So yeah, you should definitely go see it. Tickets are only $1. But I should point out, really soon, you invited a lot of people, and you've got a lot of people coming already. And it's only a 40-seat theater, right?
No. I think we have a 100-seat theater, but
oh, nice.
I don't think we're going to get 100 people.
You will get 100 people.
You think so?
Yep.
Okay. Because I think there's 20 RSVPs right now.
Yeah, and you still have a few weeks. So if you get, half of them's your friends, and then the other half are people like, what is this? Jean-Claude has a new movie coming out?
Yeah, we'll see. Alamo says they won't advertise it, so it's all up to me.
Yeah, we can do it. I'll put it on Twitter and Facebook and tattoo it on my dick and run up and down
How
the
are
street.
people going to see that?
I told you I'm going to run up
So
and down the
small.
street. Dick. But yeah, so February 15th. Make sure you check it out.
Yep.
Every week on the Real Nerds podcast, we go see a new movie. This week we went and saw Mordecai. Stay tuned till the end of the podcast, and we'll tell you if you should go see it or not. And we also do a bunch of movie stuff, news, releases, what we've been watching. More movie podcast, so we focus on movies, and sometimes on video games we play and comic books we read. We just like to have fun. That's my intro.
That's good. It's all right. Satisfactory.
Yeah, I wouldn't say good. I'd say, when you got in elementary school, you got 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5. I think it was.
No.
No?
I got like G and
Oh,
S
that's right.
and
That's my niece gets that.
S
now.
minus.
You get like, US is unsatisfactory.
Yeah.
Satisfactory. So I'd say satisfactory plus.
Okay.
Just not quite good and not excelling, but
And then when you get to junior high, it was like A, B, C, D, F. Why not E?
I don't know. Exemplary.
Yeah, because they get it confused with excellent, but it's
Yeah.
down at the bottom. Just confuse kids.
When I was a senior in high school, I had Mr. Odoricio for sociology. And at the time, I was taking 2 theater classes and 2 gym classes. So I got A's in those, no problem. And I wanted really to get a 4.0, so I was mentioned in the newspaper for something I didn't deserve for 4.0 for having 2 theater and 2 gym classes. And in sociology, I had like an 88%. And I went up to Mr. Odoricio. I was like, Mr. O, come on, just give me an A, dude. It's the last semester. I mean, what's 2%? He said, okay, Frost, we're going to flip for it. If you win, I'll give you the A. If you lose, you get a B minus. I was like, all right, cool. What could I possibly lose? I won it. And so, at graduation, they give you your report card. And they don't give you your diploma because they wait to make sure you don't show your dick or something when you're on stage. And I got my report card. I looked at it. And remember the numbers that you used to get? Like 1 is excelling and turning everything in on time. And like there's like numbers on it. And then you flipped it over and each had like a little code. Like, anyways, he gave me all the bad marks. I had an A minus in the class, but he gave me all the bad marks on it. So that's funny. Anyways, that's just a story from my past. Welcome. This is stuff we watched this week.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, you want to start so you don't fall asleep?
Sure. This week I watched Jay and Silent Bob's Super Groovy cartoon movie.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised. I mean, it starts out okay. You're like, oh, this is going to be fun. And then it's just like, I don't know, maybe been getting older and that humor isn't appealing anymore, but yeah.
No, because I watched Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back this week, and it was still really funny.
That's true. It's just kind of a series of like the most crudish things I guess Jason Mewes can think of, and then
and I think maybe too that the animation is so janky that
and they just kind of randomly go from one thing to another.
It's not very cohesive.
Yeah, and like everything's just so on the nose. Like, oh yeah, it's a dick.
Yeah.
So that was kind of disappointing. Not so disappointed it didn't tour here.
But see, I think it'd be more fun to see it with those 2 guys because they do a Q&A afterwards. It'd be more fun.
This is true.
But watching it on Netflix, I was like, I watched it. I don't think I even talked about it because I forgot. Because I forgot about it.
I thought I was the first one to talk about it.
Yeah, you are. I don't think I talked about it when I saw it. I remember was watching it with my wife, and she said, "I thought Jay and Silent Bob were funny."
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I said they should be.
But kudos to him for even trying, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead of doing drugs.
I mean, there's still funny parts in it. It's just they're kind of far in between.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Then the second thing I watched was Days of Thunder, which you watched a few weeks ago.
Nice.
And that is just it's a ridiculous cliche.
It's like the 80s cliche movie.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that when you see, I don't know if action movie is the right word, but maybe an action movie is right. Like it's, the loner, he comes and he's really cool and he thinks he's too cool to follow the rules. He literally
rides in on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
After just having been referenced.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's parts where in that movie where it's so silly, but it's awesome at the same time because I really have that nostalgic feel for, the 80s where they're, because it's Randy Quaid. He's talking to Robert Duvall, and Robert Duvall is saying, "Well, where's this guy that's so great?" And then all of a sudden, Tom Cruise comes,
And he rides through like a cloud of smoke
on a Harley.
With
aviators.
On a racetrack.
Yeah. I didn't know you could just drive onto a racetrack. I mean, maybe like Bandamere or something, but, a NASCAR racetrack where there's probably security.
Yeah.
But I guess if you show up in a leather jacket, aviators, and on a Harley.
And you're Tom Cruise. Yeah. And then, of course, the existing team driver doesn't like this cool new rebel. Oh, and yeah. So he rides in like he's the expert driver, and Robert Duvall or whatever, one of his guys talks about like, yeah, you gotta give this guy a shot. He's amazing. And then he gives him a shot, and he's terrible at driving, actually.
Because he always kills the engines. That's right.
He burns out the tires.
He burns out the tires. I can't remember. I thought he killed the engine in one. He revs it up too much, and it blows out before he can win.
Well, he revs up the engine so much that the tires can't handle it.
Oh, okay.
So Robert Duvall has to teach him how to use the tires.
He has to rein in the wild card.
And this leads to the friction between them, and then eventually they have to learn to get along.
And after he wins,
communicate with each
his
other.
First race, of course, they hire him a stripper cop.
Yeah, they stage an elaborate bus pullover, frisking. It turns out that the cop is a stripper.
He's a stripper,
and he's embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then it happens kind of later where. Because of that, he thinks that Nicole Kidman is also a stripper.
Because she's so hot to be. She's too hot to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Right. I love too that he gets hurt, and then Cary Elwes comes in, and he's the new guy, and he's so awesome at racing that you've never heard of, but he can come in and take over and start winning.
Yeah. And then when they're finally doing the big race and everything. Tom Cruise is tricking him into think he's going on the outside
because he always does it. And
Cary Elwes is such a dumb driver that he just falls for that. He's he literally says I know which way he's gonna go. What is it?
He says he always goes high.
Yeah, he always goes high.
But no,
after Tom Cruise does it twice to him.
Yeah, but not this time.
Yeah,
Tom learned his lesson. Cole Trickle.
I didn't see that coming. He'd go the other way.
Yeah, then then it zooms in on Tom Cruise woo!
Doesn't he almost go blind too in the first accident?
Maybe. I don't
Is that
remember.
Michael Rooker? Yeah, but they him and Michael Rooker finally bond over drag racing on the beach.
Yep.
In rental cars.
Yeah.
They're speeding through downtown whatever city, totally endangering other citizens.
I actually think it's kind of a cool scene where they're so competitive that they have to do it.
And then the head of NASCAR is waiting at a table.
Making a fancy.
Where are those guys?
With Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. Why won't they take this seriously?
Yeah. They're suspended. Their ego's writing checks their body can't cash.
And then later he's driving with Nicole Kidman and someone pisses him off, so he speeds through a parking garage.
And she's such a bad actress that she's saying, "Let me out the car, Cole. Let me out the car." Can you believe she was nominated for an Academy Award?
For that?
No.
Oh.
But I mean, later on in her career, I still don't think she's that great of an actress.
Batman Forever?
Yeah, she's not good in that. And then in Eyes Wide Shut, she's not good. When she's smoking.
The Others?
The Others isn't a bad movie. I actually think it's not too bad.
Far and Away?
I haven't seen that yet.
It's on your list.
That's sitting on my shelf, waiting to be watched, still on the wrapper.
Yeah, so Days of Thunder, just silly.
But I still had fun. Yeah, it's still a fun movie to watch. I don't think it's horrible.
What's the other thing I watched? Watched a lot of EF Palooza and Star Trek. That's it. Let's end it there.
Cool. I watched a few things. I continued my what I'm calling a cruiseathon. The first thing I watched was Minority Report. I haven't seen that movie. In fact, I haven't seen that movie in so long. I forgot the twists in it and what happened throughout the film. That movie.
I talked about it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or months ago.
That movie, though, is shot so well. And it's one of those movies where you don't realize it, but it came out in 2002, I think. And that grainy, blue kind of wash that they shot the film with kind of set a precedent for that. and it's just done way better than any other movie that tried to do it. And seeing Spielberg, he's just so good with his camera, where to put it. The movie's so cool. I think it's actually one of Tom Cruise's best movies.
Oh yeah, it's
you
forget about how good it is.
Yeah, because like I said, I haven't seen it in so long, and as I'm watching it, I go, man, I think one of his people who's really close to him is a bad guy. And then what's cool about the movie is they set up that Colin Farrell is the bad guy. He's that hotshot cop guy who's trying to take down Anderton, and you're just going, yeah, he is bad. And then he actually figures out the Minority Report before Tom Cruise's character figures it out, and then he gets killed by Max von Sydow. And it's just a cool movie, and everybody in the movie is so good. The acting's so great in that movie. I really enjoyed it, watching it again. The only thing that's a bummer is I got the special edition Steelbook from Best Buy, and I found that there is actually a second special features disc, and that film, in that version of it, only has the film, because when I opened it, it says Disc 1, feature film. And then I went back and I went to Blu-ray.com, and Blu-ray.com has the other Minority Report Blu-ray disc on it, or release, and it says how great all the special features are.
I'm trying to think if I don't remember this being special.
There's two versions of it. There's one that doesn't have it, and then there's one that has special features.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, and because the Blu-ray.com was saying how cool all the special features are, so I might still buy it on Amazon to make sure.
That's where I got mine, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, I got to make sure I get the right SKU number though.
Yeah,
because there is a link on Blu-ray.com to buy that version of it. So
that sucks.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's not the version where he's like this. They actually have a version. I have to look it up. I'm pretty sure they have a version of him like leaning over, like the original theatrical poster.
Yeah.
So I'll have to look at it, and I'll let you know if.
At least I still have the DVD.
Yeah. That's good because, the thing with Spielberg is he has usually two versions of the movies that come out. The one that's just the movie, and then they have the special edition. War of the Worlds is that way.
Where's
War
Munich
Horse.
on Blu-ray?
I know. Why isn't all his movies on Blu-ray? Dude, in that Spielberg collection is like $160. That sucks.
It doesn't have those things either.
I know. And Munich is one of his best movies. You can listen to a great commentary, me and Brett. Munich.
Well, you can listen to an audio track of the movie.
Yeah.
Because we don't really say much on that.
It's, yeah. The second film I watched with Tom Cruise was Oblivion. And I actually like that more, too, that I watched it a second time. I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. Was it 2013, I think? And, yeah, it's when you kind of know the story, you see how it unfolds. It's pretty good. I forgot that. I mean, it's shot so beautifully. That's maybe one of the best-looking movies on Blu-ray.
Gorgeous production design.
Yeah, because it's the guy who did Tron Legacy, so he kind of has that.
But he needs to work on story.
Yeah, just his stories. But, I mean, watching it again, I actually thought it was pretty interesting. The alien was stupid, where it's just a pyramid. But I liked that they showed what happened to Tom Cruise, really, that he went through there with the test pilot, and they were killed, but they were cloned and sent down there to drain the Earth of all its resources, and they were just lied to about what really happened. It's pretty cool. And then he says, fuck you, Sally, and blows the whole thing up. And yeah, the movie's beautiful. So, and the special features are really cool on it, because they talk about that director, he wrote it as well, how he pitched the movie. This probably explains a lot about the story, but how he pitched the movie to the studio is he just did a bunch of artwork for it. And he said, hey, this is what it looks like. This is what's going to happen in the film. And Tom Cruise saw it, and he got really excited about it. And listening to interviews with Tom Cruise, I learned that he has movies in production for a really long time because he wants to make sure they get right. And Oblivion was, I think, 5 or 6 years before he actually made that his next movie. So it is pretty fascinating. Yeah, the movie's gorgeous. And it still has one of my favorite Tom Cruise moments where he says, "Who are you?" And I just believe everything after that because he's so good. So yeah, Oblivion is really good. Seeing it again a second time. I watched Candyman 2, which is called Candyman Farewell to the Flesh. It's not very good. It is a Scream Factory, Blu-ray, and I always get Scream Factory Blu-rays because they do such a great job. And again, the movie sucks, but the transfer is really good, and they have really good special features on it. So I don't know if it makes the movie better, but because the acting is so all over the place, where you have Tony Todd plays a Candyman, and he's pretty good because he's just, yeah, that's a cat, scary, huh? And he's just trying to be, the boogeyman in it, and he's good. And the lead actress is pretty good, but everybody else is so bad in it, and it's really distracting watching it when everybody else is bad. And it takes place in New Orleans, so they have a bunch of actors trying to do New Orleans accents, and it just comes across bad. You don't have to speak like you're from New Orleans if the movie's shot in New Orleans. You know what I mean?
I guarantee.
Yeah. Get a little rawhead in there. Leatherhead. What's his name? From
Leatherhead. What was that? Rawhead?
Yeah, Leatherhead. It's late, dude. I just saw a boring movie. Spoilers. I watched Hotel Transylvania, which is the Adam Sandler Dracula cartoon. It's better than I thought it was going to be. I put it in because my son right now, obviously he doesn't know what's going on in movies, but he was fixated on Minority Report. And I think it's just because there's lots of going on in it, and there's lots of colors and things. So when I put in cartoon...
Lots of color in Minority Report?
Well, when it's moving fast and the blues and stuff. But Hotel Transylvania is cute. Dracula has a 118-year-old daughter, and he doesn't want her to go out into the real world. And Andy Samberg plays a human who comes in, and she falls in love with him, obviously. It's just a cute movie. Doesn't hurt anybody to watch it. And I guess the biggest thing I have two more. Gosh, I also watched A Walk Among the Tombstones, which is a Liam Neeson movie that he was in October. I don't remember. He plays a former New York City police officer who made a mistake, and now he's just a private investigator. And he gets called by this guy who wants him to find these people that he paid ransom to, but they killed his wife anyways. So Liam Neeson tries to track these guys down. He finds out that they've killed a bunch of other people, and the movie's actually pretty good. It's basically like Taken, but it's rated R, so it's really violent, and there's lots of cussing in it. And it does fall into a lot of cliches, but there's still some really cool moments in it. And, of course, the greatest moment with Liam Neeson is he's on the phone. And what happens is these guys call, and they say, if you ever want to see whoever we took alive again, you'll pay us this money. What happens is these victims pay the money, and then they send back the people that they kidnapped in pieces. And so Liam Neeson, towards the end of the movie, kind of gets, the idea of what these guys are about. And so they kidnap this one guy's little daughter, and he goes over to the house, and he said, oh, as long as I pay him the money, they say they'll let my daughter live. And he says, you let me talk to him next time they call. And so he says, listen to me, you motherfucker. We're not giving you anything until you give the daughter back. And it's really cool because every time the kidnappers call back, he keeps on telling them what's going to happen, that, no, you're not going to hurt her. You're going to have to give them to her. I'm not going to give you any of your fucking money. It's pretty awesome. And then he kills him.
Sweet.
Yep. It's bloody. And, yeah. And he cusses in it. He says fuck a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. And I guess the big thing I saw this week was Into the Woods, which is the musical that is actually not that bad. I had lots of fun watching it. The problem is they handle death in it really weird. Johnny Depp plays the big bad wolf, and what they do is they basically blend all these fairy tales together in a musical. And so he eats Little Red Riding Hood and the granny, and if you know the story, the huntsman comes and cuts the wolf open and pulls out Little Red Riding Hood and granny. And he does this in the movie, but they don't really show it. They just kind of sing about it, and they do this weird cartoon thing. And a couple other characters die, and it's handled really weird. You'd have to see it for it to make any sense. And I don't want to spoil the movie of who dies and stuff, but it's just handled really weird. There's a scene where a character dies, and in the next scene, they're saying, "Oh, that character died.
Okay.
Guess it's time to move on." Like 5 seconds later, and this character is a really important character throughout the whole film, and this character dies, and everyone basically goes, well, oh well.
That's life in the woods.
Yeah, that's life into the woods. And the lesson learned is, I can't say this without spoiling the movie, but anyways, the lesson learned is something bad can happen to you, and you get a replacement right away, and so it's okay.
It's a weird thing to
Let's just
teach.
say a significant other dies, and then that significant other is replaced by an attractive character, and the other person says, okay, you can come live with me.
If you're widowed, don't fret.
Yeah.
Something better is going to come along.
In like 10 minutes.
Jeez.
The best part of the movie, though, is there's this duet with Chris Pine. Chris Pine plays Prince Charming, and then his brother is the prince from Rapunzel. And they have this duet where they're both talking about singing about how dashing they are on this waterfall. And so there's this part where Chris Pine is looking at his brother, and his brother's in this like heroic pose. And then it cuts to Chris Pine, and he rips his shirt off and starts singing. And then his brother realizes he's ripping his shirt off, and he starts like kicking water and stuff to be more like handsome. And it's really funny. And Chris Pine has my favorite line in it. Now I can't remember it. It's like my father raised me to be charming, not to be caring, or something like that. It's great. So Chris Pine is really good in it. And who knew he could sing?
Not me.
And now you know. Captain Kirk can sing as well. And that's what I watched this week. What should we do next, Brad?
Box office?
Sweet. I'll hit you with my best shot.
This is the box office stats.
That was a segue to say American Sniper made $107 million last weekend.
Yeah, 107 over 4 days. I think 3 days was 80.
87, I think.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Yeah,
it suddenly became the highest grossing Oscar nominee.
Yeah, and the highest grossing January movie by like $60 million. And it's
who knew people were hungry for
right
snipers.
I don't know. After Steve was on our show and talked about it, everything he said about it made me think of why I didn't want to see the movie. But now I feel like I have to see it, but I can probably wait. Because when they try to pull on my heartstrings where, I want to come home, baby, I don't know. It's like too much. And
I don't know.
Did that phone call really happen? You know what I mean? Like
what phone call?
Where in the trailer he says, I want to come home, baby, I want to come home.
Well, that's the thing is like a lot of people are taking this movie really seriously, and I guess they should, but at the same time, like I'm pretty sure as a movie they probably embellished something.
Yeah, I my brother's reading the book right now. Maybe I'll ask him. I'll say, hey, does he have a phone call where he's talking to his wife, and all of a sudden they have an attack happen right away, and she drops the phone and starts crying as soon as she finds out that they're having a boy? I'm guessing not. I'm guessing it because real life is not that dramatic. But maybe it did. You know what? I don't know. I haven't read his book. And
so how much did Taken 3 do last week? Because that was the one you guys saw.
I forget. I think it was $15 million. Yeah, something like $15 million. I think it was down 65% from the week before. It doesn't matter. It's already made, I think, 200 and something million internationally. So I'm sure Taken 4 is coming soon. So Taken 4 now can be the A in Taken.
That's right.
So they're set.
Are they really making a fourth one? Do they leave it open? Because they advertised as being like, this is the end.
Yeah, I know they did, but... So the movie ends, and then it has this really weird epilogue that's really out of place, and then the movie ends again. So, yeah. I don't know. Cool.
DVDs and Blu-rays?
Sounds great.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Oh, I know what's coming out this week.
Oh, it's up to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I guess the big one is Fury, which was James's 9th favorite, 10th favorite.
I was actually surprised it was that high for him.
Yeah. I don't even really hear him talk about that much, but Downton Abbey Season 5.
Wow, it's a James.
It's a James week.
James week. Well, actually, there's a movie coming out for me, too.
Yeah, The Book of Life, animated Justice League Throne of Atlantis. DC's been really hyping that up. I guess it looks cool. They're trying to make Aquaman cool before the Justice League movie comes out.
Is that possible?
We'll see. Into the Woods, obviously. You got to jump on it.
Well, that's the Broadway version, I believe.
See Kenneth Branagh in Henry V on Blu-ray.
Are you on the right one? I'm pretty sure The Judge comes out this week, too.
I'm saving the best for last,
you were
dude.
saving it for last? All right.
God. Well, The Judge comes out this week. So there's that.
Nice. My boy.
Fucking idiot. There's this, I think it's a Draft House film, Why Don't You Play in Hell?
I don't know.
It's getting a lot of attention. I haven't seen much on it, but I've seen press for it. The Usual Suspects is getting a 20th anniversary edition.
That's good. I think the Blu-ray is really bare bones right now.
Yeah, I wish they'd keep the cover art. I don't know why they keep changing stuff up like that. It just looks so generic.
You know, it's one weird thing, too, with the Tom Cruise Blu-rays. They have the worst cover art. It's usually just his face really close. The Firm, Minority Report.
What else? Something with Elijah Wood called Open Windows. Actually, I think that's it. Like, I'm just seeing a lot of... Falcon Rising. That's I've got it on Netflix. I don't want to watch it. Adam watched it. It's Michael Jai White, Black Dynamite. It's another parody film.
Nice.
It's like an action film. I want to check it out, but it's officially out here, so on this list, so it's probably good. It's a good track record of humor.
I always wondered if they were going to make a second Black Dynamite. I mean, they know they have the cartoon. But
Yeah, I think that is basically like...
I guess, yeah. There is a comic book, Black Dynamite, and he's punching a shark on it.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of like symphony concert Blu-rays in foreign films, and
who wants to watch foreign shit?
Some chick holding a rifle called Bagged. She doesn't look like she has any pants on. Yep.
Hot.
Let's go with that. Let's call it a day. So, The Judge, Fury, Justice League Throne of Atlantis. Those are your big things to look forward to. Usual Suspects.
They do have... Did you see the trailer for Batman vs. Robin, the next DC movie?
I didn't watch the trailer, but I saw of it.
I don't know why they call it... It's based on the Court of Owls. I don't know why they call it Batman, the Court of Owls.
I know, right?
I guess Batman vs. Robin is more dramatic.
I haven't been able to get into that Damian Robin.
Yeah,
it just doesn't seem interesting to me.
Yeah, he comes back with superpowers this week or something.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't read them, so... I'm reading Endgame. That's about it.
Speaking of comics.
Cool.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
Aw, yeah. I haven't done this in a long time. The comic this week is Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, Part 5. In Spider-Verse, they've gone to all these universes, and they're building an army of Spider-Men and women. So the team right now is Spider-Man, the Superior Spider-Man, Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham, Spider-Woman, and they have to fight off these people that are called the Inheritors, which live off of the life force of spiders. Basically, each world has their own spiders, and these Inheritors go through the world, and they kill them, and they get their life force and become more powerful for it. And this is the second to last part of it, and it's kind of amping up the stakes. Lots of cool fights in it. The humor's really still pretty good in it. Art's great. The Spider-Man stories are really good right now. And that's good, because I guess they're killing the Marvel Universe in May. So they're going to reboot the whole universe.
Is that a segue into news?
Yeah, sure.
It's real news.
So, yeah, news is really slim this week. Probably the biggest news is Simon Pegg is co-writing Star Trek 3.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know he wanted to do that. I mean, he's a good writer because he's wrote a lot of movies, so, and I'd say his best movies he's written, so
yeah,
he can do it. I know. I wonder what he's going to bring to it. I don't know. Is he a really big Trekkie?
Well, for what I know, he's a big Star Wars guy, so, I mean, but then again, so was J.J. Abrams, so he'll just probably carry the same torch. But what I really think that franchise needs is someone familiar with the original, because I think the Trekkies are just like starved for the original concept. Like it was a fun diversion to have the new Star Treks as they were, but it's we miss.
It is interesting. I never got what you were saying until I started watching the old ones.
Yeah,
the new ones are great. Don't get me wrong, but when you watch the old ones, it's kind of missing the politicalness of it.
Yeah,
it's not just all action. It's
what set it apart from Star Wars.
Because people make fun of it. The first Star Trek, I remember you guys saying I shouldn't watch it, but I actually really enjoyed it. If you could cut out like 30 minutes of the
flying
ship.
around, yeah.
But it's still, because you could never do that now. I don't know if you could ever have a movie where its climax is they find the Voyager satellite has become self-aware.
Yeah.
And they really just talk to it.
Like, where's the bad guy?
Yeah. I mean, they really just talk to it, but it's by doing that, it's a really fascinating story. I think that's what's missing from the new ones, is there's no fascination, or there's no wonder to it, where I think the early ones kind of had this sense of wonderment to him.
Yeah, they explored ideas.
Exactly. Where are you going? Even the one where they find God is silly towards the end, but the build-up to it's really great. And I think if they could tap into that while retaining the same aesthetic of the new ones, I think would be really awesome. So I don't know what they would do, because I don't want them to rehash stories, because they've already kind of done that now.
Yeah. It's funny, I was watching Next Generation, and one of the most recent episodes, it's season 7 I watched, is Worf's half-brother infiltrates this race. Their planet's dying, and he's trying to convince Starfleet to there's the Prime Directive, so they don't want to intervene. They want just natural selection to play out. But infiltrating these people, he is like fallen in love with them and wants to help them, so he tricks the Enterprise into saving them. And it's the same plot as Insurrection, where his idea is to beam them into a holodeck that looks like their natural planet. So they'll go on this journey, and the holodeck will just change until it matches the new planet. It's like the same plot as Insurrection.
Yeah, but they I think they need that. Not that, again, I think Star Trek Into Darkness is a great movie, but if they successfully blend those two, I think would make maybe the best Star Trek movie ever, because now you got to be different, because with Star Wars coming out, people are going to be super hyped for that. You got to separate yourself from it. Where you've had Star Wars hasn't been out for 10 years, so you had a little gap there. So hopefully,
I think it'd be cool. Like I still think it'd be really cool if they took the rebooted cast and then like made a rebooted like DS9 or something, something that we haven't seen on the big screen yet, like Voyager or Enterprise or something. Recast that. And
do you think something like DS9 though? I mean, I've never watched an episode. Is something
or take
fans could get into, or normal moviegoers?
Even if you like, maybe the original the original Star Trek characters interact with something from their world, so like they do something with Q or the Dominion or something, like combine elements, or even just the Borg. Like
that'd be sweet.
Yeah, why not? Like you've rebooted the universe.
That's still like one of my favorite moments from the Next Generation movies is when Picard is all badass.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. I didn't know he was that ripped, but there he is.
That's right. Losing his shit.
Yep.
On those Borg.
It's awesome. And really the only other news this week is Tom Hardy dropped out of Suicide Squad because the part wasn't big enough for him.
Is that it? I heard it was just like he had other commitments.
No, it's this part. I've read many articles about Tom Hardy not being a very nice person to work with.
Really?
Yeah. And then I read an article on The Hollywood Reporter this week, actually, because I clicked on it because they said 24 without Kiefer Sutherland. And I said, I don't know about that. And then there's another link on there that said Freddie Prinze Jr. It says Kiefer Sutherland is the most unprofessional dude he's ever worked with. And so I clicked on that, and he's talking about that they made Freddie Prinze Jr. take off shoes when he had scenes with Kiefer because Freddie Prinze is 5 feet tall, or 6 feet tall, and Kiefer Sutherland's 5'4", which I don't think is that short. But I was like, really, dude? You should just be lucky you're on 24, because what have you done besides Scooby-Doo?
I've always said, though, like, 24 should try exploring something where Jack Bauer isn't the focus. Because, like,
work. That world would lend itself to it.
Like, don't get me wrong, I want to see Jack Bauer kick ass all the time, but it might be cool to maybe start a season with thinking you're going on a different thread, and then, as they always do halfway through, then Jack becomes prominent towards the end. You know, change up like that. Because it was always about the concept of a 24-hour time span, and, you know, it always ended up being like Jack versus the terrorists. Like, why can't it be Jack stopping a kidnapping, or like an Amber Alert? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Especially since he's not really part of CTU, and like, why does it always have to be like he has to team up with the president or a government agency? Like, can he just always be rogue?
Yeah, I guess it's tough because I think the thought behind that is you always have to make the stakes higher. So having him just stop a kidnapping, the stakes aren't as high as stopping.
That's what's frustrating is, like, I read an interview where Kiefer was talking about, like, for the Live Another Day, like, when they're coming up with writing that, they were saying that they missed the first season where the stakes weren't high. It was a more intimate show. It was really more about the characters, and they were going to try to go back to that, but I didn't really see that in Live Another Day. So,
sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's, like, really the only news this week. Nothing exciting. I wonder if people are still on vacation. Is there a lull in filming right now? Or movie news? Who knows?
They're gearing up for the Oscars.
Yeah.
No one wants to do anything controversial to hurt their chances.
That's true. What have we not done?
I think that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I think that is it. If there's something we missed, sorry. Real Nerds listeners.
I really think we got it all.
But this is my show, so I can do what I want. This week we went and saw Mordecai. Brad, should people go see Mordecai?
I hate to be mean, but no.
You're not being mean. No, you should not go see this movie. Here's a trailer. See if you laugh at anything in it.
3 months ago, a Spanish museum sent a Goya painting to be cleaned. The painting has disappeared. This very bad man who wanted to fund violent worldwide revolution. Countless lives are at stake.
And you would like me to find it?
Precisely. What is in it for me, as they say? Do it for Queen and country.
No. All right, Queen and country, travel and living expenses, reasonable overhead.
Done.
I am Lord Charlie Mordecai. Respected by all who know me slightly.
Excellent shot, sir!
Man down! I am an art dealer, an aficionado. My wife, Joanna, my only true love.
I thought I'd see how you secret agent men run the world.
I'm afraid I shall have to put my foot down, darling.
Sorry?
With your permission, of course.
Jock is my manservant and handles all of our most pressing affairs.
Well done, Jock. I am also on the verge of bankruptcy, and therefore
We need a fiendishly clever plan to secure our reward.
We grab the painting when no one's looking.
ingenious.
Go to America and do what it takes to bring the painting back. I feel as though we've made a wrong turn and arrived on the set of a pornographic film.
It's not unusual to be loved by an
I'm Georgina Crown. She's a well-known nymphomaniac.
Who knows? This may be a customary greeting in America. I don't know.
Happens every day. No matter what you say.
Truth?
Why can't this crazy love be more? There's a map in there.
Map's gone.
It's not unusual to find that I'm in love with you.
I don't like it. Is this where the body was found?
What are you doing?
Oh, no, to the left a bit. Sorry, I meant to the right.
Yes.
Oh, Charlie.
That's the biggest problem I think I had with this movie is it didn't have an identity. There was a lot of slapstick stuff that wasn't funny, and then it was this action adventure that wasn't that intriguing to me.
Yeah.
And as a mystery, but I was never fully committed to the mystery. And I don't know.
I didn't laugh for a good hour at anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't invested in anything. I think I chuckled when Gwyneth Paltrow said that Johnny Depp's mouth looked like a vagina.
Yeah, I did too. And it
has this weird humor of it tries to be raunchy sometimes, but it's still tame.
That's what I mean. I don't know if it understands. And then there was parts, where Mordecai tries to have sex with his wife and that vagina part, and he leaves and he has an erection. It doesn't fit the tone of the movie at all.
Yeah.
And it also seems that Johnny Depp's character is out of place in the whole movie. Because I actually liked Ewan McGregor's character a lot in it. I thought he was pretty funny. Pretty funny, that's being generous. Entertaining. And I don't know, I always have this problem with Gwyneth Paltrow. I just think she's a bitch all the time. And every time I see her in a movie, she always plays kind of a bitch. Yeah, I don't like her. I don't like her in that movie.
Yeah, I didn't mind her. She was about as stale as every other character in the movie.
Yeah, but in it, because here's the setup: is Mordecai is trying to track down this long lost Goya painting, and so it leads him on this.
And he needs money because his estate is in danger of going bankrupt.
But they never say why, because if he has that much money, why is he having trouble with it? I don't understand.
I just assume he's just lavishly spent everything irresponsibly.
Yeah. I mean, and it seems Paul Bettany's having fun in it as his manservant Jock. There's a long-running joke if he sleeps with all these girls. And I did laugh when they were on the airplane and he slept with the lady and then she went back to her seat and she took the baby from her husband. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then I laughed when they were driving away and he threw up all over the other car. But it really had no consequences of him throwing up on it. So
yeah, it didn't stop him.
Yeah, after he threw up, then that's, whatever. But
and him always getting hurt.
It's one of the movies I've seen recently that I can say I'll probably never see again. I have no desire to.
Yeah, as I was watching, I was thinking this is one of those early 2000 movies that I saw once in the theater and forgot about.
Because I don't know, I just could never get into it. I was never invested in the characters at all. I didn't care.
I couldn't quote any funny lines to you.
No. That's what I mean. Was it supposed to be an action-adventure movie, or was it supposed to be a comedy? I think it's supposed to be a blend of everything, but it didn't work.
Yeah, just flat.
Yeah. And I don't know. And it seems, it feels like Johnny Depp was trying in it, but I don't know if the rest of the movie, because the writing wasn't that good or that interesting, if it just... Because he tried to... the thing with Johnny Depp is he always tries to make his characters quirky, and so I just don't know if it just didn't work in this one. I don't know.
There was a point in the movie where they chased the bad guys to this motel, and I thought the movie actually gave up on itself because there's an explosion and all the characters get forced out of the room and the painting gets destroyed. And I was just like, wow. I think the director even got bored with his own material, and that's when I thought the movie would end, but then it went on for another 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, red herring.
Well, the director is...
David Goyer?
No, it's...
David Koepp.
Yeah, David Koepp, who's done a lot of screenwriting.
Yeah, he wrote Jurassic Park.
And he's done a few movies. I can't remember him. But, yeah... Again, I guess we were supposed to think it was funny that he had a mustache that made his wife vomit when she kissed him. I guess
it's funny teasing or tricking Ewan McGregor into eating rancid cheese.
I guess. but he was too smart to eat it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, because that's what didn't make sense either. Because Paul Bettany's character went in to get it, and they have a cabinet full of rotting cheese because just in case Ewan McGregor shows up, and he had a hard time picking it up because it smelled so bad, and to think that Ewan McGregor wouldn't notice,
or Johnny Depp,
yeah,
like Johnny Depp doesn't have a reaction to,
yeah, it's really bizarre. There is some funny. I don't know if funny is the right word. There's clever bits where Ewan McGregor shows up randomly in places. Where in the hotel scene he says, "Oh, I'm gonna go around back," and all of a sudden he comes in through the bathroom. It's on the second floor. I don't know how he got up there, but and Olivia Munn's in it, and her character is just stupid. And and there's some parts I don't get. So her Russian boyfriend, she said, create a distraction, so he poisoned the shellfish. But why? What did it...
Which none of the characters they're trying to stop even bothered to go near that table.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know
I didn't even remember Jock eating it.
Yeah. So, but what was his distraction going to be? I don't... Because everyone's going to get sick and people wouldn't notice. I don't understand.
Yeah. And then Olivia Munn, like, why did she hate her dad?
Yeah.
Enough to kill
Jeff
him?
Goldblum.
Yeah.
And he was wasted in it. You expect Jeff Goldblum to have, funny bits, but he was not funny.
No. He just acquired the painting, and then he was gone.
Yeah, then he was dead.
Yep.
So, yeah, I wouldn't go see Mordecai.
Yep.
Next week is, what's black or white?
Color. The color, or color in the absence of color?
Yes, you're right. The Loft, which we saw a trailer for, but I don't remember it.
Wait, we saw a trailer? I saw a poster.
Was it a poster? No, I'm pretty sure it was a trailer. Or maybe I saw...
I don't remember a trailer at all.
Oh, maybe I saw it before we left. I know James Marsden's in it. And then there's Project Almanac, which James mentioned, where it's found footage. I don't know.
Chronicle through time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what are we seeing?
The Boy Next Door.
Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow. What happened?
Yeah, let me click on black or white and see what it is. Has Kevin Costner and Octavia Spencer. So Octavia Spencer is obviously black and Kevin Costner is white. It's a drama.
And they live in a loft?
Yes. Anthony Mackie's in it as well. So, we have Falcon. Yeah, and Project Almanac is sci-fi.
This is good right now.
Yep. Who don't know anybody on... Oh, I know Andrew Form and Brad Fuller. They directed or produced the Friday the 13th remake.
See, we should have seen Fateful Findings tonight and then Mordecai next week.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking up the art house stuff, and there's nothing. I guess you could finally see The Room.
Probably better than anything next week. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll do a classic film explosion.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something in-house.
But thanks for listening this week. Don't go see Mordecai, and we will see you in the theater. Bye. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.